All right. Gonna wait a minute for some people to chime in. Just some lighting here. Do, 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 do. All right. Oh, went back to 0 watching. Okay. That's fine.
Still says 2 for me.
Yeah. Got some stuff I was wanting to talk about. Just gonna do a full-fledged, just long run video on this, but I think it's gonna make it. I'm gonna make it a series. That's what I'm thinking. You know, since physical media has actually, completely almost been thrown out of the water. Like Best Buy decided they're not going to be doing any physical media anymore. It's coming with Walmart as well because they basically dwindled their CD selection down so much. So I think it's for my childhood's sake and everything, it's good to hold on to these things, these social media, because what if one day your phone goes out, or whatever may happen, your tablet, whatever you're watching your content on, you know. Plus, it's good to have a physical copy of something in my hand. I would think, it reminds me of being a kid. Whenever I actually like go, say, it's always Tuesdays and Fridays is when a new release, whether it be a DVD or a CD, comes out. So like, or even a movies in theaters, it was always Tuesdays and Fridays, and now it's just like almost non-existent, to the point to where it's like, I remember buying, let's say, per se, a band that really sucks now, but they were good at one time or another. For me, is Slipknot. I remember about going into the store and actually buying the physical copy the first day. Me and my friend Jacob, we got out of school, we went and bought, it was Iowa. We walked into that Best Buy, and I actually physically on the end cap aisle bought Iowa. And then we got out in the car, we opened it up, and the booklet still smells like almost like a fresh magazine or something like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so that was where like it all, like, now kids these days, when it comes down to streaming and everything, nobody buys physical copies of anything anymore. It's all thrown out the water. Heck, I can just go watch something on my freaking mom and dad's Netflix account. If I don't like it 10 minutes in, I'm just gonna turn it off. We actually had to pay for a movie ticket, and you're gonna sit your ass down in that theater and you're gonna watch it, no matter how much it sucked. And on that note, this is where my video comes from. This is the ideology. Is I'm going to actually talk to you. This is going to be, a winded series, I would say. If it is going to be a series, it would be some of my favorite DVDs that I have in my collection. I just picked them at random and just talk about them. That's all it is. And what made these so predominantly awesome to me, and the things that influenced me, I guess, would be where I'm coming from. So at random, I'm just gonna shuffle through these and I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna grab the first one on top, and lo and behold, what is it? It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's called The Labyrinth. This is the 30th anniversary edition, and a lot of these kids out here wouldn't even know what The Labyrinth is, or maybe, hopefully, your parents, you grew up on this. I would hope. So The Labyrinth, like this said, this is the remaster that was not actually. This ain't a Blu-ray, but it's close enough. They said it has deleted scenes. I'm a stickler for The Labyrinth. I've not seen any deleted scenes on this. I even went when they re-released it in theaters, and they said it was more deleted scenes and stuff. They did it only through this thing that's, I forget what it's called. It's up where they Fathom Events. Fathom Events will release stuff just like this, or maybe Ninja Turtles, re-release it into theaters, so us as children, we could actually see it again. Lo and behold, my dreams were shattered. Is at the end of the movie, after the end credits, I realized there's no deleted scenes. And you know what I saw in that theater was a freaking uh, one of the people that make satellites, Dish Network logo, like a screensaver. When Dish Network's bouncing around the screen, I was like, they just played this on a freaking digital projector, you know, at the movie theater. I could sit there and watch this at my house. That was highly disappointing. Another good thing about The Labyrinth, though, is if you don't know, I hope you know, one of the biggest uh, puppetry people ever. That people, I would say, the person that actually proprietarily made this is Jim Henson. This was actually his last movie he ever made. It flopped in theaters, and lo and behold, it's got a cult following now, but it flopped, and he said he would never make another movie again. Because this was the one that came right after Dark Crystal. So he said, "I will never make a movie again," and he died before he could make another movie. But luckily, his son Brian Henson took over the entire puppetry thing, and the Brian Henson, now Jim Henson Studios turned into Brian Henson Studios. He's living the legacy. But very, very awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, very great. Conceptual art by Brian Froud. Brian Froud is also his. There's the kid that is the titular character that got kidnapped. His name is Toby. So the designer Brian Froud, his actual son's name is Toby. And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't they use that same kid in the movie?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yes, they used Brian Froud's son, whose name was Toby, as Toby in the movie, who is the titular character, the MacGuffin, if you
He
will,
continues.
to be continued. On top of that, but a great puppetry work. Great, it engulfed me as a kid. Made me think. I thought some of these things were real. And that now when it comes down to it, when it comes down to CG and all these things, and it's so overloaded with CG. These kids these days don't have a clue about practical effects. They like how hard and how long these people work to actually make this. Because there are still people out there that are doing that. Though there are still people, but and
Oh,
of course, last but not least about this movie is this guy. That dude's name right there is he's the Goblin King, but he's also known as Jareth. I don't know his actual last name in the movie, but David Bowie. David Bowie. Yes. This is what made me fall in love with David Bowie. Got basically all of his albums on vinyl except for Black Star, which was his last thing when he had cancer and he was fighting, and he made a really dark album. I don't think I want to buy that. It's I listened to it once. I don't think that it's something you really need to listen to. If it goes into the depths of somebody that's going through a lot of sickness, which is cancer and everything that it was. But okay, so another one on the docket, Labyrinth. Now I'm going to shuffle these movies again. Let's see. All right. Say when.
when?
All right, when. Okay. We're talking about interesting DVDs I have in my collection. This is one, weirdly enough. There's probably going to be a couple in here that I have that I decided to buy at a pawn shop, or my friends would tell me about it and I bought it. And there's some of them in here I've actually never seen in its entirety, that is. This is one movie, of course, was, we all know the freaking. The Wachowskis. That's it. The Wachowskis that made The Matrix, all that kind of stuff. We're not going to go into the deep delve about them because one of them, they were brothers, but one of them became a female, whatever. Anyways, so they made The Matrix. They also made, probably other movies that were decent, like this one, Cloud Atlas. Okay, so ignore the $1 sticker over Halle Berry's face. But, of course, we got Tom Hanks and Halle Berry in here. I'm pretty sure it's a great movie. I've heard it's kind of like along the lines of it's convoluted like Inception. You really don't know what's going on. Like you maybe have to watch it for a repeat time, I took a notion. I've watched bits and pieces. I kind of fell asleep. I wish I could have fell in love with it, but I'm sure this is a great movie. I mean, it's rated R for violence, language, sexuality, nudity, and some drug use. So that sounds like a really good family film that has Tom Hanks and Halle Berry. Okay, next. All right, next. All right, now this is a stupid one. And we all got to get stupid every now and then. This is the Steve Odekirk movie. And Steve Odekirk, little known, he's actually written for The Simpsons. I'm pretty sure he's written for Saturday Night Live, just like Conan O'Brien. It's a movie called Kung Pao. This is ridiculously stupid. I remember that when I went to see this in theaters, I mean, of course, there's a cow that's milking himself and shooting. Are you telling me to be quiet?
You were little.
Oh, I was little. Okay. I was little when I saw this. My mom decided to take me and my friend Jacob to go see it. and it's so stupid. I mean, there's a cow, like, the Matrix, where, but the cow's milking its udders and he's all going backwards, all this stupid crap. But my mom literally just told me to the point where when she started watching this, it was probably not even 30 minutes in. She left me and Jacob at the theater and said, I'm just going to go sit in the car. This is so stupid. I was like, hey, you know what? We enjoyed it. And otherwise, if I didn't enjoy it, the stupidity of it, I wouldn't have bought it on VHS. And now I have it on DVD. So credits to Steve Odekirk and uh, whoever else helped make this, whatever. So Bob Odenkirk, he's actually not in relation with Steve Odekirk. It's actually spelled differently. Bob Odenkirk's the guy that plays that. Let's call Saul. Okay, so right here, this was on Blu-ray. This one I bought from a pawn shop, and the front was already sun bleached because it had been sitting in the display case where the sun was shining through the windows. So this is actually supposed to be more of a red. I don't know if it's actually an orange though. That one looks more like the red it should be. Actually, this is supposed to be, you can see it's all sun bleached. Anyways, so of course, one of my favorite franchises of all time, if you can't tell, Ninja Turtles. So, Ninja Turtles, the first one on Blu-ray. This actually is a very good copy of the way they transferred it over and everything. The digital transfer, no pops, no cracks, none of the little things, like that. So, like, this is like one of course, another Jim Henson property. Not property, excuse me. He didn't make the movie. He actually only did the special effects, like, which was the puppetry for the Ninja Turtles in the movie. And he actually got a lot of backlash for that because he worked with the Muppets so much that they're all like, oh, the parents are like, oh, Raphael said, damn, oh, and they're using weapons. No, you're supposed to be kid friendly, Jim Henson. He's over here thinking, I'm just, I was making a paycheck or what. Not necessarily that, but of course, that's why when it went on to the second one, they made it more kid friendly. They're using yo-yos instead of, nunchucks, which would be Michelangelo. They're using more martial arts and not a lot of, actually no cussing in this one. I mean, this one, the second one. This one, yes, there's cussing. Yeah, so overall, this was a re-release and everything. And if you look at the back, these are not exactly the same ones. These are actually the Turtles from Ninja Turtles 3, which is a really crap movie. So they just reimposed them on the back for the Blu-ray release, which is not the same ones that are in the movie. But either way, great movie. Now, next, I'm going to take and shuffle. All right, here we go. All right. Now, this one is a gem. Okay. Found this at the Dollar Tree, me and my girl, and we were like, I was like, okay, it looks like some kind of stupid, cheesy horror movie.
I saw it all.
It's called Final Girls. The Final Girls, excuse me. So all I saw was Adam DeMamp. See, I saw that right there, and that's what sold me. He's from Workaholics, along with Righteous Gems, different things, different properties now. That is Vera Farmiga's daughter. I'm not sure of her name. I could look right here and see. Thaisa Farmiga. So Vera Farmiga's daughter was Vera Farmiga. She was in a lot of other good stuff. But if you've ever watched Bates Motel, her mom was Norman Bates' mom.
Can't remember. Recognize the mother.
And the mother, don't know her name. But either way, very fun and boisterous. It's a total take as like satire, meta about general slasher films. So one thing is it's won a lot of awards here.
It's amazing.
So like. Hold on 1 second. You're kind of getting me off track there, girl. Let's see. Oh, here's one of the biggest selling points is I saw this. Let's see if you can read it. It says, it's probably actually going to be backwards. And it's Sam Raimi from one of my favorite. He's one of my favorite directors of all time. We can go beyond Evil Dead, But he actually literally said this. He was like, a love letter to the 80s slasher film. The Final Girls is delightfully devilish, and I have to admit, a lot of blood and gore, a lot of comedy, and it's one of, I wouldn't say top 10, top 20, I guess depending on my mood or whenever you're going to watch it. It's ridiculously stupid, and it's awesome. I'm pretty sure everybody had fun on the set making this one because of that guy, Adam DeMamp, all the improv he did. All right.
It was also artistic.
Very artistic as well, yes, okay. Wow, I got a backseat driver over here. All right, so another one. Back to another one I haven't seen that I bought just because my friend Jacob, and I've heard so much about it. The Wolf of Wall Street. And I know I probably need to watch this. I've heard he does a lot of cocaine. He crashes a really expensive Lamborghini, and there's that kid from Superbad in it with the curly hair. What's his name again? Jonah Hill. There you go. Well, also, he's lost a lot of weight recently, so I'm kind of worried about him, along with Post Malone. I don't know if they're on some kind of drugs. It is what it is, though. All right. Okay, I'm going to shut this real quick. All right. Next on the docket. Let's just do a little mixy. Not looking. Hold on. I'm going to take a vape break real quick. We're already 15 minutes in. All right. Little vape break. Pikachu. Doop, 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 doop. All right. Next on the docket. All right, so this guy who has made this movie, well, he helped make this movie, but he also, how can I explain this? This guy, he said he's only going to make 8 movies in his life, okay? That helped produce this. It was called Grindhouse Presents, and it was either Death Proof or Planet Terror. So Planet Terror is Robert Rodriguez, which is Quentin Tarantino, one of his best friends. They made From Dusk Till Dawn together. They co-wrote together. They did, of course, Robert Rodriguez he even went on to do the From Dusk Till Dawn series, which I never watched. But Quentin Tarantino, one of the most iconic directors of all time, of course, helped produce this. Excuse me. Great lineup, that the dude from Josh Brolin. All right, for everybody who doesn't know, Josh Brolin. That was the kid. That's the older kid, the teenager in the Goonies. And I never knew that until like a lot older. Of course, he also is the main character in one of the main characters in No Country for Old Men, which is a freaking guy. We'll talk about the Coen brothers later. Immaculate lineup of them. And of course, Mr. Bruce Willis, which actually, sadly enough, he actually does not act anymore because he has some kind of weird dementia thing and he can't even remember his lines. Rose McGowan, she has a freaking... if you just look at the case, it's ridiculous. Why would a chick have a freaking... Is that an AK? I don't know what that is. For a leg? I'm not 100% sure, but Rose McGowan, yep. She used to be in a relationship with Marilyn Manson. Just weird facts. I know it's... Okay, so... Yeah. She was in Charmed. Yeah, I got... Hold on. We need to get you over in here to be on her too, so you can actually talk about it. She was in Charmed, of course, It was after Courtney Love left. She came in, wasn't it?
No, after
she wasn't.
Dougherty
Shannon Doherty.
left.
After Shannon Doherty left. See, Rose McGowan wasn't originally in Charmed, which I barely. The only thing I really remember about Charmed is that came on either after or before Dawson's Creek, so I don't even remember much of it. WB, go ahead. But anyway, so very, very gruesome movie. Definitely want to show your grandma this. It is off the wall, just madness. And
Bloody.
it feels like that it's only like 40 minutes long because there's so much stuff going on and everything, and your brain's so excited, like you want to see more, but So Planet Terror, another great one. Robert Rodriguez, check him out.
Great guy.
All right, so another shuffle. All right. Now this is questionable if it's going to be one of my favorite directors or not, because I used to like his music a lot, and then it faded out. Seen him in concert how much ever times. I'll probably give this man that directed this movie more money than you could ever realize, because I saw him in concert at least twice, bought t-shirts, seen his movies in theaters. But of course, this is the sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects. Rest in peace, Sid Haig. He plays Mr. Spaulding. That is Bill Moseley. That's blocked by that barcode. It almost feels like he's censored. Bill Moseley, who plays Otis. That's right. And of course, Sherry Moon Zombie, baby. Yep, caught me on the spot there. So it's just a sequel, and
Zombie's wife. Yeah. Woo.
yeah. But so another great movie. Of course, all you got to say is it's Rob Zombie. If you haven't seen a Rob Zombie movie, okay, I would like for you to go see Captain Insano. Okay, and he literally it's a cartoon movie he made. Nobody knows about really, but it's a luchador wrestler that's fighting Nazi zombies on motorcycles. That's all I have to say. Take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so of course, great movie. All right, now another one that is of course one of my childhood favorites. Another movie my mom walked out on because of not because of the stupidity, but that mixed with the actual ideology of puppets having sex. So this is Team America World Police, and this is the unrated version. I got this from the pawn shop. Still got the price tag. I didn't realize I didn't take the price tags off these. A lot of these DVDs I used to own or had a certain version of it, but in moving and stuff like that, I've lost them, or either I pawned them. I didn't care. Eventually everybody thinks streaming services like it's going to take over. It's going to be great and everything, but the physicality of being able to hold this in your hand is like, what is the commodity for me? That is awesome. So of course, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, who created South Park, they came in with a lot of people like Matt Damon, and they worked together to make this stupid ass movie. And it's destructive. It's ridiculous. It might make you shed a tear every now and then. But Trey Parker and Matt Stone, Team America World Police, puppet sex. That's all I got to say. Puppet sex. Okay? All right, cool. Now, this one, I have not actually took a notion. Wow, this one's actually a Canadian version. I don't know exactly who directs this. Michael Dougherty? Huh. Michael Dougherty. Trick or Treat. That's Sam, of course. It's an anthology, kind of like Creep Show. Kind of like Tales from the Crypt. They have multiple, or even Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. There's multiple, stories lined in one. But this one does the genius thing to where it entwines them all together, to where at the end, all these stories just kind of combine together. And then, the probably my best favorite Halloween movie ever. I'm not talking about the John Carpenter franchise, because those kind of went downhill after a certain point. AJ Good, you know what I'm talking about. But Trick or Treat, great. It's got Anna Paquin, the chick from True Blood. She showed her boobs in that movie, but she's got brown hair. True Blood's not a movie; it's a show. All right, now another one that I really, really, really like, that I actually chose just for the heck of it, just to show, is Terry Gilliam. It's the one who, if you ever heard of Monty Python, he actually did all the animations for like the big foot stomping down everything. Any cutscenes between skits on Monty Python. He also went along to, he's made plenty of amazing films like, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas with Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro. He's did so many good movies, but this is the one that was off kilter. Nobody, even the film company, that whoever's producing it, they didn't like it. So they actually took the movie, re-edited it themselves to make a more lighthearted version, because the fact that there was so much darkness in it. But why would you do that? Like his original vision, but it's a movie called Brazil. Okay. So this is actually a Criterion collection I've got. And Criterion, if you don't know, it's bringing movies back that were obscure, B-grade, nobody really cared about until it became a cult classic. Criterion, though, will bring it back with all the special features. I've actually got the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas on Blu-ray and on the Criterion collection. Criterion has more behind-the-scenes stuff. The only sad part about this one, weirdly enough, so it's got 3 discs, okay? It's got Brazil, and this one is just the actual. Hold on one second. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was thinking about Time Bandits. When I ordered this from eBay, it actually came with a separate movie called Time Bandits that actually is with some dwarf midgets that go through time and do all kind of cool stuff. Anyways, that's another Terry Gilliam film he made right after this, but it's Brazil. So the Criterion collection. Then it's got the production notebook. What is Brazil? The Battle of Brazil, a visual history. Okay, I'm sorry about the glare there. I gotta angle this a little bit. All right, and then I've got the Brazil, the Love Conquers All version. So this is. I want to actually read you the synopsis out the back of this one, because this is the one that actually the film company took over and they re-edited the freaking movie. Like it's kind of like, okay, in my mind, it's kind of like taking a Tool song, and when they put it on the radio, if they were to edit it down, Maynard James Keenan would not have that. If you ever listen to a Tool song and it's on the actual radio you dial into, you will hear the full song, the full 7, whatever, how many ever minute song. It's not supposed to be commercial. So they took this and they decided to make it commercial. So it says, let's see, hold on one second, the definitive version. This famous attempt to bring an optimistic outlook to one of the darkest films ever made is a rare chance to see the power of editing to change a picture. Alternate audio channel commentary by journalist David Morgan elucidates, that's a weird word, I've never seen that one, the many differences between this 94-minute syndicated television version of Brazil and Gilliam's final cut as it appears on disc 1. So they tried to get it down to 94 minutes. Okay, so weirdly enough, if you see, this doesn't actually have a disc in it because I put this version into the actual other case that was actually for the real one. So this is disc 3, which this is the Love Conquers All version. So this is actually the real version. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if it was left in maybe a DVD player that I pawned, or maybe it was just left at somebody's house. Not sure. Really gets under my skin because I'm pretty sure the Criterion Collection, if you get it like this, especially with this clear case, it's going to be more money than what I paid back when it came out. So I've got at least one disc missing. I could probably actually just order just Brazil by itself. That's not even the Criterion Collection, but it won't say Criterion Collection on the DVD. It had the special menu screen. So it's kind of like and I've looked it up on YouTube. There is the unedited versions at times, but they keep getting shut down for copyrights because of different things, whether it be the music or, I mean, Robert De Niro's in the movie. Come on, dude. That's pretty crazy. And he was a young Robert De Niro. And, he probably, had something to do with them shutting it off of YouTube because people aren't getting their royalties. More than likely, it's just Terry Gilliam. But, yeah, so Brazil. Another great movie. Weirdly enough, a lot of these are ones I would suggest checking out. But a lot of them you probably shouldn't do with your kids around. That's all I'm going to say. All right, well, that about does it for this live stream / documentation on some DVDs that I have. I'm not going to say what everybody else says. Not going to do it. Anyway, so if you like this video, would you like, comment, and subscribe? Am I a sellout? Like Pikachu, Pikachu. Am I a sellout, Pika? Yes, I'm a Pikachu sellout. Like, okay, well, yeah, fuck you. All right. Anyways, going back to drinking. Hey, I might chime in later. Hey, one person. Oh, yeah, I got one person in the live stream. That's awesome. How do I turn it off now? Push X. Push an X. Oh, that's my first. That one? No. Okay, hold on. That right there. Hold on. Okay, that's the button.